All right, well, I'm back with another Sudoku again today, and this one looks really interesting. It's got an extra little thing in addition to the Sudoku. So make sure if you're trying this puzzle out that you get all of the rules. But before we get to that, I want to remind you we're getting close to 500 subscribers, and when we get there, I'm going to release a puzzle hunt. It's a Sudoku puzzle hunt, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. It involves some breaking and entering and whatnot, so should be fun and exciting. But the puzzle that we're looking at today is called Light Bulb Moment by ZegreS, or ZegreS, something like that. And ZegreS sent me this puzzle, thought I would enjoy it, and it sounds interesting. So first we have to solve a riddle. There's a riddle we solve which gives us some information about the grid. And I don't have the riddle on the screen here. I'll put it up in a minute. But so make sure if you're solving this that you see that there's a riddle first, and then it's pretty typical stuff. We've got arrows. So the rules besides the riddle, we have arrows, the digits along the arrow, sum to the number in the circle like usual. And then the extra thing is this is apparently a hallway with light bulbs, and I assume the riddle is gonna help us figure this out, but there's lit cells. There's some of the cells where the bulbs are lit. And in between the lit bulbs, so let's just say these two, right? Let's assume these two are lit. Let's make them red. In between, the digits decrease moving away from the bulb in both directions here. So it's kind of like there's a branching thermo with a thermo bulb somewhere in the middle. So let's just stick it right there. Let's say this is the middle part. It's like there's a thermometer going from here up to there with the tip at the lit bulb, and also from here up to there. But the bulb of the thermometer could be here, going that way and then this way. So that's it. That's all the rules that we need, apparently. So it's normal Sudoku, normal arrow, and then this riddle is going to give us some information about where we have bright cells that have to be the tips of thermometers. So they are the highest. So you can kind of think of the numbers in the hallway here as sort of the value of the brightness. And so as you get farther away from a light bulb, the brightness goes down, and so you have to have smaller numbers. And that is it. So I'm going to leave a link in the description. Now there's this colored version here. I'm actually going to use the uncolored version. But if you want to use either one, you can. I'll leave both links in the description below. So give it a try. It sounds really interesting. I think it'll be fun. And we'll see how this goes. So I'm going to reset the timer. So, now let's get the riddle. Okay, the riddle. All right, I did a screenshot of it. I have not looked at the riddle because I wanted to go into it fresh. So here we go. The riddle says, a long hallway has 43 light bulbs on the ceiling. Each light bulb has a pull cord that turns it on and off. Okay, like typical light bulb. All light bulbs start turned off. Okay, so they're all off. 43 people are walking down this hallway. The first person pulls every string. 1, 2, 3, 4. So all the light bulbs are lit. Second person pulls every second string. Okay, so all the even numbers. 2, 4, 6, 8. Third person pulls every third string, and so on. Okay, so then the fourth person would pull 4, 8, 12. Okay. Finally, the 43rd person pulls cord 43. Which light bulbs light up after all the people have gone through? So let's see. So I mean, clearly the first bulb is going to be on because it gets turned on by the first person, then no one else is going to touch it. The second one is going to get turned on and then back off. But it's not just odd and even because it gets so basically, right, the light gets pulled by the person who if it's a factor of the number. So like 12, for example. The factors, the numbers that multiply into 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12, I suppose, it's going to get pulled by each of those people. Right, and it's like it's a binary thing, so it's on-off. So if an odd number of people pull on it, then it's going to be on. If an even number pull on it, it's going to be off. Because with an even number, it's kind of like sets of 2. It goes on, off, on, off, on, off. And if it's odd, you're going to have on, off, and then one of them is going to be on, and that's going to be the end. So it needs to have an odd number of factors. So which numbers have odd numbers of factors? It would be prime numbers, right? 1, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. Wait a minute. That can't work. That can't be right. Because it's not possible for this one to be, if this is one of the lit bulbs, this would have to be lower, and the circle can't be lower than the digits because these two add together to get to the circle. Oh, right, it's not prime numbers, because prime numbers would all have 2 factors, 1 and themselves. Square numbers, it's square numbers. Okay. Well, and I also was lighting 1, and 1 is not prime, so that would have been a mistake anyways. But it's square numbers. I'm glad I didn't get too far trying to use prime numbers. Okay, so square numbers, because the thing is, every number is going to have pairs of factors. All right, so take 12 again. You're going to have 1 and 12, 2 and 6, 3 and 4. Because the whole idea behind factors is it's a number that you can multiply by another. It's an integer you can multiply by another integer to get the result. So there has to be its counterpart that you multiply it by. But square numbers like 9 is going to have 1 and 9. You know, all of them are going to be pairs, but there's the 3 times itself. And so it doesn't have a partner that's different than it. So you're going to have an odd number of factors. So it's got to be square numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And this makes more sense because we're getting some circles. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. And I think 43 was the max. Yeah, so that should be all of them. So let's make those yellow because they are lit bulbs. Let me just double check here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Yep, okay. I want to make sure I got the right cells before we got too far along. Okay, so I think that should be the lit cells. Now we can move on to the normal Sudoku stuff here. So we know... Now, this is interesting. These are really pretty far apart here, and these two as well. These are a little ways apart, but we know that there's essentially a thermometer bulb. Now, I guess this is a little confusing because we got light bulbs and thermometer bulbs. So I'm going to call these lights, and bulb is going to refer to the thermometer, unless I forget and call this a bulb, which might happen. Probably will. But I'm going to try to call these lights and the thermometer bulbs. I don't know why I'm clicking there because... could be anywhere in here, but that's kind of in the middle. The point is there's a thermometer bulb somewhere in here, and it branches out. So now this arrow is going to be pretty restrictive. So what I'm wondering is how far this way could the bulb of the thermometer be? So what's the maximum, assuming that the bulb of the thermometer, because it could be up here. I mean, well, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Yeah, theoretically it could be all the way up here. This was 9, you can go all the way down 3, 2, 1. But let's assume it's at the tip or to the right. I just want to know how far to the right it could possibly be. So knowing that, this has to decrease. So the max you could put here is a 9. So we can't put anything above a 6 in here. But if it was 6, it would be 2 and 1. Okay, so let's just do this the right way here. So just using normal thermometer stuff, knowing this has to decrease, we can do this. But this can't be 5, because you can't do 5 and 6. It can't be 4. It can't even be... Well, it can be 3. Can it be, no, it can't be 4 because it would force a 5 or a 6, which would be too much. But it could be a 3 if it was a 4. So this could be a 3. So now this is 1 or 2. And so, right, so if the bulb is not somewhere up here, then the farthest away it could be is right here. Because this is the maximum of 2, 2, 3, 4. So this you couldn't put the bulb any farther over here because you'd have to have 1, 2. This would have to be 3. So the bulb is on one of these 4. Okay, which means this is at least 2. No, that's not true. Because for that to be a 2, this would have to be a 1. But then this is a 2. If this is a 1, this is 2, 3. So actually, this can't be 2. Could it even be 3? 2, 1. No, because for this to be a 3, you'd have to go 2 and 1. But then this would be a 3. Yeah. Or yeah, because yes. The only way, because these numbers right here are assuming that these are increasing. But if the bulb is one of these two, then it breaks even more. Because the only way this can be a 3, the bulb would be at most that far to the left. So this can't even be a 3. It can be a 4. So this is a minimum of 4. So 9, 8, 7, 6. This is a 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9. We know that much. Now we don't know for sure where the bulb is over here. But we know that. And over here, right, this can't be less than 3. I guess it could be as small as 3. If you had 1 and 2 there, you could make that a 3. So, yeah, so where do 1 and 2 go? In this row. You can't put a 1 or a 2 over here. And you can't put a 1 or a 2 on any of these. So these are a 1, 2 pair. Which means one of those two is the 1, which has to be the thermometer bulb, or the darkest spot in the hallway. And so one of these two is the bulb, meaning this does increase going up this way. And so this is a 3. This is not a 6. It could be a 4 or a 5, though. This is an 8 or a 9. Okay. So that was good. We got our first digit in the grid here. Maybe moving this direction. Can we do the same kind of thing? So this one's only a 2-cell arrow, so it's not going to be quite as restricted, but assuming this is not the thermometer bulb, right? How far to the left could we put the bulb? So these would have to decrease. So this could be... and this can't actually be 9 because it has to be smaller than the light here. So this is a maximum of 8. So the biggest this could be is 3 then. Because you do 3 and 5. If you got bigger than 3, you'd have a 4, and 4 and 5 is 9. So this would be a maximum of 3. So the bulb, the thermometer bulb can't be any farther left than this. Okay, and then what about the other direction? How far could it be this way? Could it be all the way down here? I mean, it sure seems like it could be, right? Yeah, I don't see why it couldn't be. Because these two, this one can be smaller than that one. I mean, you could do 1 and 2 with a 3 there. And then you'd have all kinds of numbers that could fit in over here. Okay. Maybe this other longer one down here. Or maybe we should look at this end, right? Because this, we know where the bulb is here. It has to be all the way at the end here. 5, 4, 3. So this is, yeah, this is 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9. We got another 8, 9 pair here. So this is either If this is 3, it's 1 and 2. If this is 4, it's 1 and 3. So this is a 1 either way. Because if it was 4, you can't do 2 and 2. So, and where can you put 1 and 2 in this box? Because there's no way we can put a 2 there. Well, this would have to be a 1 probably. But this is way too far away to do the thermometer bulb over here. So this has to be 1 and 2. So we have a 1-2 pair in the column there. That's interesting. And that means there's a 1 up here, because we have a 1. There's a 1 there. There's a 1 up here. So that tells us our thermometer bulb is somewhere in one of these 3. Because whichever one is the 1, it has to be the lowest digit, obviously. Because you can't get lower than a 1. So, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So this could be as much as 5. That's a lot of options. I don't know if that's very helpful. Oh, I should have stuck with row 5. Where does a 3 go in row 5? Because the minimum is 3 here, so this has to be a minimum of 4. You can't put a 3 in any of these other cells. This has to be a 3, which gives us a 1 and 2 here. That's interesting. And we know one of these has to be a 1. And there has to be a lowest point. So theoretically, one of these could be a 1. And you could put a 1 there. But then we would have 2 lowest points, and it would go back up again between these 2 lights. You can't have 2 lowest points. So this can't be a 1. It has to be 2 and 1. Like that. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so now where can you put a 9? It has to be in the light. Oh, which, actually that makes sense anyway. Of course. Same thing down here. Where can the 9 go in this row? This has to be the brightest point between these. This has to be a 9. Which gives us an 8 there. Which is then going to give us the 4 and the 1. And a 2 and a 1 and a 2. Beautiful. And this 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay, so we got 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8. 7, 8 pair gives us 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. 7, 8 pair here will also give us 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 that way. Nice. This 6 gives us a 5 there. Gives us that 4. And then what? So we know these are our thermometer bulbs, our darkest point of the hallway. There's a 2 up here. There's a 3 up here. Can we do anything else with 1s? We've got 1s here. Oh, we can't put a 1 there because the bulb, we decided the bulb could be a maximum this way to the left. That's as far to the left as it could go, or should I say to the left. It's backwards for me. So this can't be a 1. We know there's a 1 up here. It can't be here, and it obviously can't be in the light, so this has to be a 1. Now 1's over here. Can't be on the circles. Could be either one of these, though, I think. So one of those is a 1. Anything in here? Can't be there. Yeah. Okay, so let's see if could the 1 be this far away? You had 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. It sure looks like it could. 7. Well, no, actually. Oh, look at this. Okay, so if we do the maximums, right? This is 7, 6. But look, there's a 6 and a 5 and a 4. So this is actually a maximum of 3. So this can't be a 1 because 3, 2, 1. This is as far to the right as we can put a 1. So this is not a 1. That's a 1 up there. So we now know this is as far to the right as we can put a 1. And this cell is as far to the left as we can put a 1. And we can't put the 1 in the middle. So it has to be in one of these two. Because it can't be any farther to the left, and it can't be any farther to the right, and it can't be in the middle. So it has to be one of those two. And I think, and since that's the farthest, either direction, so if it's over here to the right, it forces 2 and 3 there. Because those are the maximums. And if it's here, then going to the right, it forces 2 and 3. So this is a 2 either way. And these are a 1-3 pair, which is really bizarre. Now, this isn't necessarily a 7, though, because it could be a 5 or a 6 still. It can't be a 4, and it can't be a 2 or a 3. So it's a 5, 6, or 7. Now, this one, it has to get bigger. It can't be... Oh, so it has to be at least a 4. Oh, and it can't be a 4. So this is at least 5? 7... So 5, 6, or 7. If this is a 1, this could be a 5, 6, or 7. With a 6, 7... Actually, it can't be 7. Because 7 plus 1 is 8, which we can't use, and 7 plus 3 is 10. So this can't be, this is a 5 or a 6, with 6 or 7 or 9. It could be 6, 3 and get 9. Otherwise, it's 5, 1 or 6, 1. And this can't be a 9. Remember we said it couldn't be a 9 because it has to be smaller than the light next to it. So this is not a 9, which means this is a 1 and a 3. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so this is 9, which isn't surprising. It's the light. It's, you know. And here, this is either, because of the 1, this is 5, 6, or 6, 7. So there's definitely a 6 in one of those. So this is a 5 or a 7. 9, 9. There's a 9 down here. Oh, if we knew this wasn't a 9, we'd have 9s there. We could get the 9 down here, but we don't. 2 is here. There has to be a 2 up here. Can't be there. It can't be in the circle because you'd have to have 2 1s on the arrow. So this is a 2. 2, 2, 2, 2. That puts a 2 up here in this corner. Now 3s have to be there. And so now we can do 3s up here. Now we've got 2 and 3 in the row. So this is a minimum. Oh, I guess we already had 1, 2, 3 here. This is a minimum of 4. Which gives us a minimum of 5 there. This can be up to, up to 8. So that can go up to there. This is obviously our thermometer bulb in this section of the hallway here. Interestingly, only one of these two could be a 9. So you can't put an 8 in here. But we can still put an 8 over here, can't we? Oh, but we said there was a 6 in here. So these can't be 6. And if this one can't be 6, this one can't be 5. And if this one can't be 6, this one can't be 7. So it's 4, 5, or 7, 8. So we have a 5 or a 7 in here, and we have a 5 or 7 in here. So this can't be 5, 6, or 7. So this is 4 or 8. Is that right? Yeah, and this has to decrease going down here. This one has to be bigger than that one. So this can't be 4. So it's 8, giving us 5 and 4 and 6 and 7 and 5. Beautiful. So these are 6, 7, 8, and 9. These cannot be 9. These cannot be 6. This one also can't be 8. And 6 here. This one can't be 6. So the 6 is right there. So this is the thermometer bulb in this section. And this one has to be bigger than that one, so it can't be a 7. So it's a 9. And we have a 7-8 pair here. But I think they could go either way, because these two don't really affect each other, since the 6 is the low point. Oh, look at this. 6 gives us 7 and 8, which is then going to give us the 7 and 8 up here. These are 6 and 7, and the 6 down here gives us the order of those. Oops, 6 and 7, not 7 and 8. And that 7, I was already jumping, my head was jumping down here to the 7-8 pair with the 7. This is 9, just to finish the column. This is, oh, we know what this is to finish the row, right? So this is 6. What do we have left in the column here? 2, 3, 4. We have 5 and 7. And these two are 3 and, nope, not 3. 8 and 6, sorry. How about right here? 4, 5, and 9. These two can't be 5s, so that gives us the 5 there. 4 and 9, I think those can go either way. These 3 are 5, 6, and 7. This one can't be 5. This one can't be 6. This one can't be 6. So we get a 5, 7 pair, giving us a 6 down here. So these are 7, 8, and 9. This one can't be 7 or 8. And this one can't be 7. So we get the order of those. Oh, and that gives us our 5, 7, which gives us our 5, 7 over here. What's left here? 4 and 9, which has to be in that order because of the 9 there. These are 3, 7, and 8. This one's not 3 or 8. This one's not 8. So we get the order of those. I think we are nearing completion now. These are 4 and 5, and we get the order from the 5 to the left. These are 1 and 8. Which we don't know the order of, interestingly. These two are 2 and 6, and the 2 there is going to give us the order of those, and that 6 is going to give us the 8 and the 6, which is going to give us the 1 and the 8. We have 1 and 9 left in the row, and they have to be in this, in this order. I don't know how to type because of the 1 down there. That 9 gives us the, oh wow, the 4 and the 9. Fat fingers today. 3 and 4 are left, which have to go in that order, and our timer turns green. And there we go. That was Light Bulb Moment by ZegreS. That was really cool. I like the idea of solving a riddle and then getting the puzzle. I can see how, you know, if you were stuck on the riddle, it would be tough to make any progress, right? Because if you don't get a riddle, sometimes that's the way riddles are. If you don't get it, good luck, right? There's not a now this one's a good riddle, I think, because there is kind of a way to logic your way through. I mean, theoretically, you could even just click through and say lit, unlit, unlit, you know, and try it and just see what you get. And there is a way to kind of logic your way through it. So that's a good riddle. Sometimes riddles can be a little, either you get it or you don't, but this one was good. And what I really like is, I think if you're going to have a riddle with a puzzle like this, it needs to somehow tie in almost like a story like we had here, where there was a hallway and we were lighting the cells, and then those brightness values connect with the numbers, right? These are the brightness, and it's getting darker the farther away you get from the light bulb. And so there was some connection to it. It wasn't just solve this riddle and you get some numbers and then stick those numbers in these randomly shaded cells and now solve a Sudoku, where there wasn't really a connection. There was a good connection between them, so I like that. That was a lot of fun. I believe ZegreS has done some other riddle Sudokus as well, so maybe we'll have to check those out in the future. I'm sure you can find those on Logic Masters Germany if you look for ZegreS. So, all right. That's it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that puzzle. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was kind of neat to have a little something different for a change. So let me know what you thought, and I'll see you again soon with another puzzle. Thanks. Bye.